My name is Aussie Marcel, the most luscious locks on YouTube, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about 3 women's fragrances that I really love right now, starting off with my favorite of the bunch, Ari by Ariana Grande. This one is driving me crazy right now. I can't get enough of it. It smells sweet, a little decadent, but it's not too sickly like some of Ariana Grande's other fragrances and a lot of the other singer fragrances out there. I mean, I know Beyonce has some really popular fragrances, but some of those are just very dense and very sweet, and they just come off a little cheap for that reason. But Ari by Ariana Grande is just an absolutely fantastic women's fragrance and probably my favorite of the bunch of them. Now I'm just going to go over the accords and the notes right now for Ari. And we've got, for the accords, sweet, fruity, powdery, and citrus. Pretty accurate, I've got to say. Top of raspberry, pear, and grapefruit. Middle of vanilla, orchid, lily of the valley, rose. Base notes of marshmallow, musk, and woodsy notes. Now, the musk and the woodiness aren't too prominent. However, I think they give this a maturity that some of the other Ariana Grande fragrances just don't have. Cloud is like an exception for that, just because it's, you know, universally loved, even as just a unisex fragrance. Although, to my nose, Cloud is still probably a little more feminine leaning than straight up unisex. But yeah, Ari by Ariana Grande, a fantastic fragrance and worth everything you'd pay for it. Also, I should say that you can pick that one up for under $40 from Priceline and Chemist Warehouse for 50 ml, so it's good value as well. Next up is something a little different, not quite as sweet, actually nowhere near as sweet, but equally feminine and equally awesome. Natio Wildflower. The description on the website is wonderfully floral. This fragrance entwines classic notes of rose and pink peppercorn with the soft musk of earthy patchouli for a scent which shines with grace and femininity. And then it says, please note that due to international shipping regulations, this product is not available to purchase online if you reside out of Australia. So, this fragrance in particular is lighter than Ari by Ariana Grande. And it actually, that rose note, the red rose note, reminds me a little of the dupe Wow for Her EDT. Although that has like a rosy red wine sort of vibe, this does not have that. This is brighter and overall just a more delicately floral fragrance. It smells great. And if you haven't checked this one out, I highly recommend it. You can get this at pretty much any reputable chemist in Australia for $24, and at that price it's well recommended by me. And lastly, something for the cold weather folks. See, Wildflower is great all seasons for women, I should say. Ari by Ariana Grande is just light enough that you can pull it off in anything but the high heat. However, this next fragrance is something that I wouldn't recommend outside of the much colder weather. We've got Black XS, the original one by Paco Rabanne. Now, unlike the men's Black XS, this one is still pretty readily available, and there's a lot of stock, at least where I can check out. So my local Priceline, my local Chemist Warehouse. The original bottles of this are still available. However, the men's bottles were all purchased by me, and I'm going to hold on to them until the day I die, just because the original Black XS is like nothing else. I'm going to read out the accords here. The accords are warm, spicy, cacao, vanilla, fruity, sweet, woody, patchouli, powdery, rose, and soft spicy. Now, the main difference between this older bottle of Black XS and the newer ones are that a lot of the patchouli in the newer ones are completely neutered, so you don't get any patchouli or any of that earthiness, that, you know, rich earthy those rich earthy notes like you do with the original. So if you can pick up the originals, definitely do that. The newer one is on the sweeter side. It's a little sweeter than this one right here. Top notes of cranberry, pink pepper, tamarind, cacao in the mid, rose, black violet, and a base of vanilla, patchouli, and massoia wood. Yeah, this one is just so goddamn sexy. Yeah, the new one and the original one just do not compare at all. So if you can find the original, definitely pay what you need to pick it up, because the difference between this and the new one, there's just no comparison. I would say the performance on this one in particular is the best of the bunch, although Ari by Ariana Grande still performs fantastically. This one is an absolute beast mode women's fragrance. Anyways, I don't know if the boys will have gotten this far into the video, but if you have, you can pat yourselves on the back for listening to me talk about women's perfume. And for all the ladies out there watching this, let me know which of these are your favourites, or if you've even tried any of them. Anyways, my name is Aussie Marcel, the most luscious locks on YouTube, and until the next video, I'll catch you guys around.